is 7:18. We're gonna call this July 16th meeting of the Cable Advisory Committee order. All members are present. I don't think we have anyone joining us on Zoom. And if there's any public input, we can start with that. Anything that's not on the agenda, anybody wants to talk about?
I just, reading through the licenses, answered a question I've seen asked about cable on, on Facebook. Someone up, I think in the north end of town, keeps complaining that they can't get connected.
Mm-hmm.
And I finally saw that now we have, I think a big part of it is that now the cable company will go 250 feet, but beyond that, then it's the subscriber's problem to pay to get in, and I think that's the problem there, and I don't know that anyone was able to tell them about that part of what was going on, because we've always been very defensive about everybody licenses or service everyone,
Right.
but apparently the cable company will only pay for running the line, so far.
So
So this is like, this is 300 or 400 feet up some sort of difficult
So
driveway.
just to clarify, the original complaint is that they can't get
They keep-
initial connection. It's
Yeah,
not
they-
a trouble with their connection,
No,
it's that they don't have.
They can't get service. So I thought, that struck me this afternoon when I was reviewing the Grok summary.
So, basically I guess they're saying is that, yeah, we'll get them service, but we won't connect them up.
Yeah.
We won't dig that trench or
Right,
run
right.
run all
Right.
those poles,
Hmm.
But
for
if they
the
provide
indefinite
that,
distance.
we'll give them the service. That's not good.
No.
Back in the day, the thing was that the cable companies, actually, I think Sutton might still have some of it, or there was a mention of it somewhere. Back in the day, the cable companies wanted to only service streets that had so many customer opportunities per mile, so that the less populated roads wouldn't necessarily be entitled to get service. We made sure, I think we may have been one of the early ones that got serve every town, serve everyone, cover all the streets. That comes up sometimes, like when you have a condo. Bob Berger had that problem. I think it was Bob, yeah, had that problem, because they have to come in, they have to go through the private way, and then they have to get into the buildings and get around the buildings and all that, and they couldn't get on the same page. So it had, not much of that has happened recently, though. All the new subdivisions are getting all kinds of wiring, and most of the old stuff has been done since a long time.
So you're saying that in the agreement that you reviewed, it was the 250 feet, so that's for Verizon. I wonder, do you think Charter has the same?
I think it said that both were.
Was the
I think they
the
both
Grok-
had more or less the same.
Yeah, I didn't have Grok look at anything pertaining to,
Charter. 'cause
But
we
it's
were
in,
focused on
it's in
Verizon, yeah.
it's in the doc.
yeah, I have all
Yeah.
three of the Verizon ones here.
Yeah.
No, in your,
Oh, in my.
in your
okay.
summary.
So
Yes.
what I'm saying is,
So-
in that summary, we were starting by focusing on just Verizon.
Yeah, but it
Right.
talks about both.
It shouldn't.
Number 5.
I think it does.
All I was simply saying is it'd just be good to double check if maybe Charter is different and they could try Charter.
There it is, number 5.
Where? But does this include Charter? It's just
No, it's just
Verizon.
No,
Verizon.
it's
That's
just Verizon.
all I'm saying.
Yeah, I know.
I
We haven't
thought-
gotten, we haven't got used
No,
for
I-
purposes you
I
underway.
thought I saw
I
Charter.
understand.
No,
I
no Charter
understand.
here.
What I think all I'm saying is to potentially help
Okay,
this
yeah.
person is
No,
to, okay.
This is only Verizon.
No, I saw, somehow maybe not. Although I swear I saw the Verizon stuff, but okay. I'm pretty sure that we're similar on both of
Perfect. Any other public input? Okay, and nobody's on Zoom. All right, so we're gonna continue reviewing neighboring community license agreements. Megan was good enough to get us Ashland. So that was up in the packet to be reviewed. I don't know if, I'll be totally honest, I certainly did not take the time to review Ashland yet.
No,
so,
I haven't.
I don't know if you put that in a grok as well?
Not yet, no.
Not yet, yeah, okay.
Perfect.
Okay.
So, yeah, it's,
I did quickly pull up the charter franchise
Oh,
for
okay.
Grafton. It's 150 feet.
So it's
even
less.
less than Verizon.
shoot. But that's something to think about for renegotiation time, if we can get those numbers extended, for sure, that's a good,
There are some, in some of them, there are things about if you treat the other guys better,
Yeah.
then we get it too.
Most
And,
favored.
hmm?
Yeah, like it's called like most favored
Mm-hmm.
nation
Mhm.
provisions or
Yeah,
whatever.
and, if they're different, I have to see what order they came in, but,
okay,
let's not worry them with that one.
okay. So what does everybody think about, so like we all just admitted we have Ashland, but none of us have had a chance to review that yet, the Verizon Ashland anyway. I do like the idea of using AI for these reviews. I think that's a pretty cool
Yeah.
use of the tool to try to summarize it all for us. So that's
And
great.
far more efficient.
100%.
Can you tell it to do the Grafton part before it does the other towns?
I'm sure.
Because that gets.
Either that or you just with them yourself. If you wanna spend the time. But
No.
So, seeing as there's nothing, unless anybody has anything additional about the neighboring licenses they want to discuss tonight, we can move
Yeah.
on to the current Grafton and Charter. The Grafton license specific to Charter and Verizon, is there anything anybody wants to discuss about those specific ones tonight, other than that neat fact you,
Well, I was just gonna say, are there any other towns other than the 3 that we have now?
that's what we have now. I don't know how many we want to compare. I know I had reached out to several, those are the ones we got back, and she was able to get Ashland.
Right.
If there's a community you want specifically and you want to reach out and get it, I'm open to that.
The
Some of
state
them
has a
even have it.
website
Oh,
of all of them.
where did
Who-
you find that?
Mass.gov.
Oh,
That's where I found the
where'd you-
Ashland one.
Oh, I
How
thought
about-
you got it from
Oh,
Ashland.
well, I reached out to people I know who work for the town of Ashland, and they were like, "We don't have a cable committee. You could reach out to the Ashland like TV."
I like this
Is the
better.
is the Grafton one listed there?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
That's
yeah.
how I pulled up the charter
Oh,
Yeah,
one.
how about,
Yes, you even.
Send us the
town
the link.
south of Upton?
Absolutely.
Upton?
No, beyond
Milford?
Well,
Milford.
what would you like? What towns would you like it to review?
Yeah, I don't have any specific thoughts.
I'd be interested to
See,
see
which
Milford.
ones?
Milford.
Yeah,
Milford?
because
Okay.
I've seen their setup, they were ahead of us very nicely. They're in a, or then, they were in a storefront, on 140, I think it was on 140. But quite a nicely set up thing, as I recall, they had set up a place for cooking shows with the camera, that,
Oh.
all it did was look down on whatever was being cooked. At one time, we were asked to
Yes.
get, basically put kitchen stuff in the South Grafton studio.
I would love that. I'd make a show so fast.
Really?
Pies and politics.
Every week or two, forever?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Well, let's, why don't you, we'll
Build me a
take a
kitchen.
vote
Build
next.
me a kitchen, and I'll make you a pie every 2 weeks.
No.
Yeah.
No, we have to, you've gotta put this.
Chicken
show
pot
together.
pie or what
All
kind of
pies. I love pies. I'm a
Sweet
competitive
and
pie baker.
savory.
I love me a pie.
Mm-hmm. Well, there's room on YouTube for that,
There is.
and,
Yeah,
we
it's a
can,
big market.
we can tie you in with.
I'm more of a Grafton cable TV kind of girl.
Yeah, but if we're making a show,
Yep.
then as long as it goes on Grafton Cable,
Exactly.
they can go elsewhere. And I
Make a
think we've
pie
had
and I'll
others that
review-
did that.
Any interest in Upton?
Okay, we'll see about Upton, but okay.
Upton.
Okay.
Pie Elliott on.
Didn't get back to you. I know Millbury was one.
Millbury is one of them. I don't have my notebook, I apologize.
Is Millbury on that
I
list?
can,
may not
Millbury was
be.
one of the ones I contacted. I
Yes,
could check my-
Charters from 2013 and Verizon's from 2008.
So
So
how-
quite dated.
So
How about
Millbury?
Northborough?
No.
I don't know how beneficial Millbury would be given how old they are. You said Northborough.
Northborough.
Yep,
I've had a lot of
Charter
interaction
from
with them.
24 and
Mhm.
Verizon from 2008.
Yeah, they have some interesting situations, or they have, them, and I'm still interested in Shrewsbury. Because,
Okay,
you know,
I did
if they're
Sutton.
different, we'll know, you know, if, how different it is.
Yeah.
You know, we could build our own electric system and,
Yep. So Shrewsbury Selco is on here from
Right.
23.
okay.
Is Sutton on there? We looked into Sutton and they never got back to me.
Sutton, Charter from 2012 and Verizon from 2008.
Okay.
There are towns I've never even heard of on
Okay.
there.
oh,
In-
well,
in terms-
Hopkinton never got back to me.
In terms of the reports,
Mhm.
we're still gonna keep Verizon and Charter separate
100%.
for the towns.
I think
Okay.
so, yeah. Cause it's,
I did,
This is gonna be a little bit more work for me.
oh, for sure, but that is, I wish I knew about that. That is a huge find. So
Hmm.
that makes it a little easier.
But I'm just saying, each of those things is about, 35 pages or so. and
Yeah,
That's hundreds of pages of stuff that it's,
Yeah.
But you could just send the
I
AI
know.
link
Yes.
and just be like, boom, boom, here's
Yeah.
the link.
yeah, what was, is it the one that we've got, is it something that has different
yeah, we have Sutton,
fairly,
Sutton and West-
fairly different terms? Because it dates back to what, 2004 was granted?
I don't think it covers, the
It
origin.
was quite.
It was granted
Sutton was
in
08.
Okay, effective July 15, 2008.
2008
Okay.
for 15 years. So, and they haven't gotten a renewal yet,
Correct.
even though they're beyond their 15 years.
Right.
But some of the terms in there reflect the way licenses were being structured that far back. Since then, in some of our more recent negotiations, Bill August in particular has been telling us the companies have changed a lot and they're pushing differently and, you know, we're not gonna do that kind of stuff anymore, or there's whatever, all that kind of thing. So there's a reason why they're different, and it may also have something to do with why they don't have a new license.
Yeah.
Because there's gonna be a big shift, in what they can get or what it's all about.
Speaking of Bill August, I did shoot him an email to try to get a contact at Verizon, and the response pretty much was, in order to have this conversation, it's gonna cost money. And we're not in a contract year, and I don't think I need to, I think I can find a contact without costing money. So I'm not gonna use him as a resource unless we're in a negotiation year and we need him as a resource. We're gonna have to figure it out on our own.
The purpose of having the contact is,
To get a complaints report, so we were able to get a
Oh.
complaints report
Yeah.
from Charter, but we didn't have a Verizon one, just for us to review, and I think they provide us that quarterly or in some interval, just so we're aware of the complaints they're receiving, we get a copy of that.
well, it's called for in the license?
It's called for in our charge.
Yep.
No,
So,
In the contract, they have to provide us contact
and
information.
they're not doing that?
What happens is when the contract is signed, they give us one, but then that person gets promoted or moves
Well,
on.
no, but I don't care why, I wanna know if. They're not obeying the terms of the license.
Right.
Is that true? I think, either Bill or the selectmen through Bill, if not, it used to be, it would be us through, with Bill's help, makes a formal contact with, there's a process for the town to pursue the terms of the license.
Yep.
And so you get, you can decide whether it's Bill or Evan or the board or who. Gotta figure out exactly who wants to actually exercise the board's power. But the board, I think in the end, the board is the licensee and they're the ones who not a contract, it's a license, but, yeah, they're the ones, I think if you read deep enough, you'll even find someplace about that, although I'm not sure where it says exactly, but I think that there's something in there, way down, about, contact, there can be a whole process that you end up with a hearing. We had a hearing once a public hearing that I think they needed, whichever cable company was, probably Charter, needed to come to and answer questions and whatnot, but that was a long time ago. But there's a process, the point is there's a process.
Yeah, I mean, I think you make a good point to let everybody know that we don't have up-to-date contact information, just to make everybody aware of it.
No, well, that's fine, yeah, but, it's not necessarily our role now to do the contacting. It's the people that have the license, they haven't charged us with contacting the company. If they want to, that's great, that'll cut down the overhead, but, there's a chain of command, responsibility, and if we know, and we've confirmed with the people up there that we're not getting complaints. I remember getting complaints, the complaint forms from Charter, long time ago. They weren't real helpful back then, but we got them.
So I would wanna double check with the town administrator's office, make sure we're not receiving them and it's just not getting filtered to us too.
Exactly, yes.
That's also a possibility. The whole point of me mentioning this was the contact information I was given for Charter and Verizon. The Verizon one was not relevant, it didn't work.
Yeah, it keeps,
So
it keeps
we-
moving.
Yeah, so that
Yeah.
was the whole point of me mentioning that.
But Bill used to chase that down for us
Hmm.
periodically. 'Cause-
Yeah, but
and I had that many times, actually.
Whatever his billable hour rate is.
He did it without a billable hour.
Wow.
Well, I think
Yeah.
that is, that was the other thing, I'm letting you know that seems to me have changed for this particular, so when I reached out, so I won't be reaching out again to Bill, I'm gonna try exhausting other options before,
Yep.
that resource.
Yeah.
There might
Check with it.
Might be on the internet, I need to be more
Yeah.
time on the internet, as it
So
turns out.
I did find a Verizon license that was executed in March of this year for North Reading, but still Massachusetts.
And, yeah,
And they probably have more updated contact information, and I can't imagine North Reading's contact information is different than here's.
Yep.
So
I love it.
that's one option.
I lived in North Reading a long time.
Oh.
We didn't have any cable back then. I was in high school and college. They do have a studio though, or they did have a studio, now they've gone to a new high school, I don't know.
You
They
said
must.
March
Um,
this year?
No, and maybe we should vote, to bring this forward to the town administrator, that we're supposed to get these reports, we'd like to see them, we're not getting them.
It says they have to be retained for 3 years,
Retained
by Verizon.
Yeah, well,
Which would
that's
include the
fine.
complaints, the
I-
outages, service calls, installations, that sort of thing.
yeah, it's when we get them. Anyway. Could I move that
Yes,
we,
Summer inspection rights, 30 days notice records retained for 3 years. Detailed proprietary information protection process, requesting via Verizon to justify confidentiality.
maybe I could make a motion if we need to put this forward to the town administrator?
If you'd like to make a motion, I don't think we need that, I can easily reach
Well,
out.
But
but-
it's, it's in our charge to do this. We
Sure.
should do it as we are, or we can, well, we make a motion to do it and you're gonna be be the one to take it.
If that would make you feel comfortable, go ahead, make a motion.
So moved.
Nobody made a motion. So you would like to see a motion that I reach out to the town administrator's office to double check that they're not already receiving complaint reports and let them know that we have not been.
Well, advise him that we're not seeing the reports, and then pursue that, are they getting it? If not, we should go through the provisions in the license to start getting them.
Okay, I have a motion, do I
That's
have a
my
second?
motion.
I'll second it.
Motion made and seconded, any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed,
Aye.
declare the motion carried.
I
Alright,
always say unanimously, because somewhere it says all votes must be done by roll call. Did you know that? Somewhere in the state law,
mhm,
all motions must, or maybe it's in the town bylaws. But then I say by unanimous, you don't need to take, I've decided, you don't need to do a roll, do the roll call.
okay. Alright, do we have any other discussion about the current Grafton, license agreement with Charter or Verizon? Alright, I will reach out to the town administrator's office and get that going. Up next on the agenda is discuss meeting frequencies going forward. Is it everybody comfortable continuing to meet once a month, or as we, do we wanna get spaced out while we're far between contracts and meet more when we get close to contracts? Or obviously right now we have stuff to be discussing, so,
Let's decide as we go along. Like, I think we have an active thing now,
mhm,
so we ought to meet next month and find out how that came out.
okay,
Next month, if we don't have anything on the horizon, good, but maybe we'll be getting some more licenses, and, we'll see then where we are.
okay.
Eventually Grok runs out of space. There is a thing about how many,
Yes.
whatever they are, tokens or
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah, all right.
So for meeting next month, are there any dates that people would prefer?
Saturday mornings are good.
No,
Let me see, July.
mostly because it would require staff to come in on, I don't wanna,
Oh, yeah, that's another issue.
right,
We're supposed to have seen, I think the quarter has gone by and we didn't.
so I don't think that's in our charge anymore.
I
Is
thought
it?
it was.
Oh, I'd have to double check.
Well, okay,
I know both, I know the town administrator was gonna come in and chat with us on vacation, and the department head's on vacation, so they were unable to attend this week, that's why I didn't even put it on the agenda. I talked to both of them, they're all on vacation, so Summer figured that was fine. I can double check for August, once we've landed on a date that we want.
I think our previous scheme, what was it, the second Wednesday of the month?
Mm-hmm. I'm not gonna be available on the 13th next month, but if you guys wanna meet without me, okay,
How about the 20th?
20th is fine.
Ooh, we meet on the 20th, does anybody
Works
else
for
have a
me.
conflict?
August 20th.
Megan, you wanna text me or remind me? Alright, so I will check that room's available and get that booked up.
That room, not this one.
This room,
This room,
this room, apparently other committees like it, so I wanna jump on that. People have been using it, which is good, they should be. Alright, so approve meeting minutes. Corson was good enough to send them to me last night. I did not, or two
Wasn't
nights
last night,
ago,
it was
2 nights ago. I have not forwarded them out. I apologize.
Everybody got them.
Oh, everybody, you sent them to
Yeah.
everybody? Oh, fantastic, cause I didn't send them out. Perfect, so if everybody's good,
I'm gonna trust you if no one objects, and I'll move,
You wanna see them?
no.
wait, did
I
you read
trust.
them? Did you read them?
I don't think that I even realized that I'd gotten something new. But
Well,
I trust it to be adequate.
Lord.
That's the
The
second
last
one after
time that
those
our
changes
meeting
that you
minutes-
wanted.
Okay,
The last time our meeting minutes were referenced by anybody was before some people were born.
Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah. Like,
We've had
Never?
cable for longer than I've been born, longer than I've been alive.
yeah, we got cable in 83-ish.
Okay, yeah, definitely.
84, something, 83, 84, yeah,
83,
83, okay.
I think it was 83. Well, you started being able to plug into the cable in 83, I think. You know, it goes back a little further for construction and whatnot. Probably they were, the license and the construction were early 80s. I remember
The other one's
watching
June.
them
I
coming
just wanted
down the
the dates
road.
for the
Sure.
motion.
That's
Yeah, thank you.
the newer one.
Alright. I will just say, Colleen. Alright, do you wanna look at these at all before we vote? It's pretty quick reading. Did you?
But, it's okay, I can't read
Except
that.
You're
Tonight.
on camera.
I-
Just look.
If I'm on there with the correct office, which
Well,
the
that's-
town clerk can't do for the planning board.
Well,
The
this is,
planning board currently has 2 chairs on the, website,
this
or at
is,
least yesterday, a day or so ago.
I
they-
know
this
they're
is the one
working
you
on that.
saw
I tried to-
already.
yeah.
It was just a few, like 2 or 3 changes that had to be made that were clerical issues. One of them was, it has to say advisory committee at the top.
Yes,
That's
that
one.
is,
And there was also that Megan's comments were for everybody, not just for, it was not just the public, but it was also the employees of, that you wanted me to add that.
Yep, so the other thing is for the June 11th, when you submit this to the clerk's office, can you submit the Grok report as well?
Yes, it's
Yeah,
part of
it's,
that.
yeah, perfect, it's just people will wanna read that.
Yeah.
Should I put that in the packet going forward if we're gonna keep referencing it? I might wanna
Well, it's,
consider.
it's gonna change, cause
It
it's
is,
gonna
yeah.
have other towns in it
Action,
and so
yeah.
forth. I need this back.
Yeah.
That's my notes.
Yeah, of course.
So it's gonna have all these other towns incorporated with it as well. So it's
Yeah.
gonna grow.
Okay, I mean,
We-
it might be a good packet thing for
Yeah.
people to
Yeah.
find quickly and.
we don't have really a place for our committee to file stuff, right?
What do you mean?
Paper. The planning board has an office where all the planning board minutes and exhibits and all of that go in file folders forever. We've never had a place where we could put our meeting minutes and,
They're just on a
all the
server.
other paperwork. I remember it being asked for and rejected, back at the beginning. And I think a lot of committees have that problem. That's why I have that many boxes full of stuff, because it was, I was keeping the records. Or I was keeping stuff in case if someone ever wanted anything. That's why I say that this is not the world's not gonna stop spinning because we don't have but if it's online, if it's going the right place at the clerk's office.
Right.
We're okay on that.
Okay,
The clerk knows how to do, or,
I'll also
does
get
that. But, yeah, the meeting materials, what you're asking about is meeting materials, like the grok.
The
Um,
other thing I think I should do on this report, is explain the origins of the data.
so you can't put that in the minutes.
No, and in the report,
Uh,
because the origins meaning it was pulled from that location. The
So what the minutes are gonna be reflecting of like what we did, and you do reference that in the minutes. You reference that it's an AI Grok report, so
Right.
you're just gonna add the report the way it is. You don't have to add anything to it.
No, what I'm trying to lead
What-
is that when Grok produces the report,
Mhm.
I wanna add something to say that the content of what it produced came from
he wants to identify the
the
source
source
documents that you're feeding into
to make it.
grok.
I see what you're saying.
Identify them, I don't,
So-
you don't
But
wanna.
aren't those all?
Adding
Yeah.
another sentence to that first paragraph essentially, because the first paragraph identifies the Sutton Verizon agreement
Yeah.
2008,
True,
Well-
but it doesn't say the origins of where they were.
say,
found.
But
from.
those
some-
origins are in the packet existing already, like, if
Yeah.
people wanted those origins, they're already in the packet.
Like-
Okay,
They exist here.
Yeah,
and we'll have a bunch more.
Okay, so you're gonna add Ashland, Milford, Upton, Northborough, Shrewsbury to that list as well?
so, yeah, hold on, time out. I think we're talking about two different things. So right now, we're talking about approving minutes, and all I suggested was the existing report go in the existing minutes we're about to vote
Mhm.
on.
Okay,
And then future reports
Right.
go in the packet.
right, yeah, I'm not going to amend what this was created.
Right, and that's not going in a packet either. That ship sailed. So
Right.
that document's gonna get updated, and in the next document you make,
Attached to that,
yeah, and then the next Grok report you make with the additional towns, that could potentially go in a future packet, making it easier for people to look at and find beyond checking minutes. Does that make sense?
Yes.
See, I think part of the problem is that if you just have this as a separate packet, there's nothing to compare it with the other 3 towns. You need it to show the comparison between them, so it
So
needs
I
to be
would
all
put
in one.
All the
So-
towns in your next Grok report,
Right.
not keep that separate and make a new one, it's
Well-
put them all in one.
This is version 1,
Okay.
and
That's
there'll
fine.
be a version 2 that will
Okay.
contain
At
these
our
3
last meeting
and
and this
these
meeting,
all combined.
at our
because-
last meeting and this meeting, we looked at that Grok report with 3 towns.
Right,
Materials for this meeting, or last meeting, will include that information. At another meeting, we'll have a bigger package,
right,
and that meeting will have references to all of that.
right,
It'll tell us which towns.
Right.
And it'll give us the report on that basis, and that'll be in the materials for that. I don't see what's so complicated.
Just, if you were thinking about having 3 and then these other 5, you want that comparison between Grafton and these, so, because you wanna see Grafton next to these.
Yeah,
for
what,
comparison.
just
That's
put,
why I wanna make sure they
put
all.
all of
together.
them,
I am,
all right. I move we move on.
I don't see any I don't see what we're,
I wanted to emphasize to her.
yeah, you have,
Of it. Okay.
twice,
All right,
or 3 times. How many times
Calm
have
down,
you been counting?
calm down, calm down. This is not that serious. We're just talking about minutes and future agenda packets. So I can take a motion to approve the minutes as presented.
So moved.
Complete.
I'll second it.
All right, motion made and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Declare the motion carried. And then, our next meeting date is gonna be August 20th, and seeing how there's nothing
Hey.
left on the agenda,
August.
I can take a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
All right, that's not debatable. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Okay, declare the meeting adjourned. Good night, everybody.